Candace.
And I'm Ripley.
And I'm John.
And this is Comicsplaining.
The show where... Oi, mate! Was that an iceberg?
Nah, it was nothing. Ignore it. Ignore it.
Yeah, God himself could not sink this show my ass, huh? So, we've been continuing to have problems, as we have been pretty steadily for a little while now.
Been a rough couple of weeks.
Rough couple of months here for the podcast.
Rougher for some of us than others.
Rougher for some of us than others.
Yeah. One of us is preserving their ability to speak.
No, I'm good. So, just so the listeners know, a few weeks ago I got my tonsils removed. And I'm fine.
True. Big mistake.
I'm fine, but...
Yeah, life-altering error right there.
I'm fine, but, I'm not completely healed yet, so if I sound weird, that's why. Last week, I was not able to record.
Yeah, we were going to, and then...
I happened to get sick as well.
Yeah, last week I was not able to record because I ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was bleeding
Yup.
in my mouth, which is not the best place to be bleeding.
There's not a lot of good places to bleed.
And so then we were going to continue to put out a show anyway, with Candace just having to sit there, bleeding potentially behind us. But then John decided also to get sick.
Yeah, it was a choice. I chose it.
You did.
So that's why we have this episode, because we're still dealing with the holiday. On top of that, we're trying to rush something out here, so...
I'm trying to dodge a pregnant sister.
Is she being thrown at you?
Well, it might as well be. I don't know when she's
That's
gonna...
not good for baby.
Hey, all I know is she's gonna pop any moment.
Well, ideally not during the middle of the show, because you'll get phone calls.
Yes, that would suck. I'm going to make this quieter. Just in case. So I can miss the birth of a niece or nephew.
Wow.
That sounds really bad, John.
You've committed that to the podcast.
Oh my god. That's gonna be on your call-out post.
Yes. People are going to remember that.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing something a little different this week. We're going to double back for a couple things we skipped with the X-Men, and we're going to run through them. So we're going to be doing... Some of these are regrets or things I should have done, didn't really regret not doing, but should have done. That's our second story. But the one we're starting off with is Giant Size Fantastic Four from November of 1974, written by Len Wein and Chris Claremont, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Joe Sinnott and Chick Stone, colored by Glynis Wein, and lettered by John Costanza.
Now, what does this have to do with the X-Men at all?
Jamie Madrox. It's the introduction of our friend, the Multiple Man.
I'm like, the Fantastic Four? That doesn't sound like an X-Men book.
Ben Grimm has taken his blind girlfriend to watch a football game.
Oh, okay. So, that's a choice.
I don't understand people who can enjoy sports by listening to them, but
I mean, that's all she can do.
Right, Alicia doesn't have much in the way of choice, so that's just the way of things for her, but my grandpa, who just listened to AM sports radio, can't relate, don't understand. What am I just doing, listening to the crowd screaming? What's the fucking point?
You know, my grandpa used to go to the game and then put on the radio so he could get the radio announcer.
I like that, though. That's smart. You get some of the color commentary.
He liked his announcer, but he liked to see it, too.
Understandable.
But he didn't like the stadium announcer, because that sucked. So, and, it was live enough.
You don't get all the fun commentary on what the guy's doing.
Yes. And also, our local stadium, back before they replaced it, had some blind seats. If you were watching their baseball.
The pair descend the stairs into the subway, lucky enough to make it with a train at the platform. But as they near it, they prepare to depart, despite Ben's cries that they hold up everyone else's day because he can't get his shit together.
That's not how trains work, Ben.
He then leaves his girlfriend behind, his blind girlfriend who is on the stairs. He leaves his blind girlfriend on the stairs to catch the train for them. Very, very literally.
Not how trains work, my guy.
With one giant stone mitt, he reaches out a hand to hold onto it and ends up crumpling the door into roughly so much scrap metal in his fucking hands.
God.
Not how this is supposed to work. Now you're going to have to give a police report.
Yep. Oh, you see the cop even approaching there in the bottom panel.
Well, yeah, now he's probably not even going to make it to
And he looks fucking annoyed.
Yeah, he is not happy.
How
He's
many
been
times?
downstairs. He's the MTA cop. He's been down here dealing with this shit all fucking day.
How many times do you think that happens?
He was
a
probably
day?
right about to go home. He was probably just about to leave.
Like, this is a legitimate question.
And now this fucking superhero decided to maim the train.
How often do you think someone comes down
File
here and
incident
ruins a perfectly good train on top of all the people who are also ruining
pretty
it?
frequently. Pretty frequently.
Yeah.
It's a small wonder the MTA can even make it work.
Hey, so long as it happens right. Alicia then awards him the Boyfriend of the Year award before the pair finally climb into the subway car, like through the wreckage. It's the subway car. They just leave in the subway car.
Hold on. The subway car that he just destroyed.
Yes, correct.
Was still ship-shape
I
enough
don't
to...
think they should be inside
It was
that.
the 70s. We have a fiscal crisis.
Oh, hey, let's at least... to be fair, if it was the 80s, I might believe you. 80s in New York, I'd believe you. Yeah, they just go.
I'm not allowed to say that with 1974. I'm too early for the joke.
Well, maybe 74 was bad, but 80s in New York, everything I've ever heard, especially the late 80s, real bad place to be.
Yeah, so they're on here. Alicia still has not let him hear the end of it as the train trundles its way down the tracks.
That's fair.
Right up until it suddenly screeches to a halt, sending all of the passengers tumbling and yet again getting in the way of Ben Grimm and his football game.
Have you considered maybe you should have just walked or, I don't know, got a cab or something?
Why? When you got perfectly good public transportation.
Back of a cab with your girlfriend.
Kind of cute. Okay.
Yeah, you got a bit of privacy. Only one person
What,
watching.
you got a romantic necking in the back of a yellow cab?
People have gotten to further bases. Come on, they have.
Well, Ben is annoyed, and he decides he's going to solve this problem, and he climbs on top of the train and begins making his way forward.
That's not good for the train.
No, it's not, but at this point, the train's already in for service, so...
yeah, and it's got passengers on it. Who cares if they die?
They're not gonna die. These are Marvel superhero subway cars. They're made for this.
So they're used to having absolute disasters kick in.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
So the average New Yorker is just prepared to die at any point.
Pretty much. For some fucking reason, despite living in Marvel New York City, the Thing is baffled to find some weirdo in a fucking supersuit in the way of the train.
My guy, you are a weirdo. Why are you surprised to see another weirdo?
The young man, Madrox, recognizes Ben's uniqueness and relates to it, hurt and baffled when Grimm tells him to screw off and get off the tracks.
I mean, that's actually fair, though. Like, there's more going on than we are unique.
Yeah, fair. But he is not happy, and he refuses to move until Ben gives him a little more than that to work with.
No.
It seems like he might have something more physical in mind, though, because Ben Grimm leaps off the train, hollering, "It's clobbering time!"
He said the thing!
He said the thing!
He then leaps down at Madrox, throwing a punch as he does. But the only reaction seems to be that there are now two Madrai, where there used to be just the one.
Oh no.
Madrai.
Oops. The two then punch him, somehow knocking Ben off the elevated subway line and down to the street below.
That's impressive.
The ever-loving blue-eyed thing isn't just going to take that lying down, though, and he grabs 2 nearby trash cans, hurling them at the duo and knocking them too back down to Earth.
And now the train can get going and leave him.
Don't know how to express to you that kills people, Benjamin. It's fine, don't worry about it, because once they touch down, what were once 2 Madroxes are now 4 Madroxes.
You know what? We are very lucky that what kills people makes more Madry.
But Benny Boy still hasn't put the pattern together.
Oh my
And
God.
this process continues until, impressively, the Madrox flock somehow manages to take the thing down, sending him flying into a light post, which knocks him out.
So, like, the train left, right?
I mean, by hook or by crook, I'm sure.
The train just left him.
It either left or got towed out of there.
Right.
Who fucking knows at this point? Who knows what shape the tracks were left in? I'm sure it's not there anymore.
That's the important thing. It's just gone.
It's just not there.
And so is his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Poor girl.
Has to cross town alone.
When he comes to, Grim is disoriented, only seeing figures leaning over him before swatting at them.
Mhm.
Luckily, one of those figures is Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, so nobody gets hurt.
Nobody who matters gets hurt.
And he doesn't get hurt because he just rubberifies.
Yeah, but would we really care if Reed Richards got hurt?
Yeah, it would still be kind of shitty.
Reed, really?
That's his friend. He doesn't want to hurt
Right,
his
it's
friend.
still shitty.
Ah,
Apart from Ben, who has been unconscious for 6 fucking hours!
Oh my God.
so the train left. The train definitely
he has
left.
a concussion.
At that point, I don't know if that's a concussion. I think that's more like a minor coma.
How does his brain work? Is there meat in his head?
It's also made of rocks.
How do you get concussive brain trauma when your brain's made of rocks?
He ground down some gravel.
Ooh.
Anyway, the Jets lost the big game, so his day is now doubly ruined. I'd make a joke, but I know fuck all about football.
Football!
So, apparently after beating the shit out of the thing, Madrox hoofed it out of there. But before Reed can explain any more, the Metropolitan Power Alarm sounds. So apparently they've been monitoring these power outages that have been happening all over the city, and another one just went off.
Huh.
Supposedly these weren't happening before Benny Boy and the Madry threw down, but they've been getting stronger and stronger, and for whatever reason, this means Madrox is coming to them. Sure.
Okay.
How
Fuck
do
it.
they know that?
I think it's getting directionally closer where they're... I think that's what's happening with this.
Yeah, but did they
Weird.
see what's causing the problem?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
It's like
It's just presumption.
I don't know. I feel like it's hearing the
I feel like
ground
we're
shake
missing
in Jurassic
pieces.
Park, but not knowing but somehow you know you're by the T-Rex paddock, despite the fact there's no reason to assume you'd know that in this case.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it's, for whatever reason, that's what it means. So, like, fuck it.
Because it's not like Madrox showed off any electrical powers.
Right, I don't understand that. I don't get it.
That's the thing.
Whatever. They will come around to an explanation for that. It's,
Dumb.
yeah, I mean, part of the reason why I skipped it. Well, fuck it. We catch up with a lost and confused Jamie Madrox, wandering around New York City, wreathed in a strange blow that he is... Oh,
There's just the one of them.
wreathed in strange blow.
No, he looks out of it like he might be.
He's wreathed in a strange glow that he's oblivious to, along with the power outages left in his wake. Jamie, from the moment he was born, was different. It's weird that there's this split between mutants who develop at puberty and mutants who just are that way from birth, right?
Yeah.
It is weird.
But that is the thing. There's actually like a phrase for it, I just forget what it is.
Oh yeah, that is a thing, isn't it? I kind of forgot about it.
Yep, from the moment he was born, he was different. The doctor's swat to his rear end doubled the boy right up before the man's disbelieving eye.
Oh, how many you want?
Well, hopefully just the one.
Started with the one, but...
We'll see where it goes from there. In a pretty short order, Dr. Madrox and his family left Los Alamos for the life of farmers in Kansas. Nothing suspicious about that at all. We also still believe radiation causes mutants, though, except when it doesn't.
Right.
The boy lived a very isolated life with only his parents for company, garbed up in a special suit he was forbidden to ever take off. And then, one day at age 15, the farm was struck by a tornado, orphaning young Jamie.
Well,
I guess it must have hit the fields or something, because the house is still fucking there.
and his parents must have been in the fields?
That's all I can guess.
This is so weird.
The house is still there, though. I guess he just continued living the farm life, bugging no one until he was 21 and had an electrical issue with his TV, causing him to somehow power explode all of his appliances.
Uh-huh.
He blew up a lamp.
He did. Women want him, appliance repairmen fear him. And I guess he just walked to New York for reasons. He feels this compulsion to continue on towards the Baxter building. Something about it makes him maybe hope someone there can help him?
No, look. The Fantastic Four can't help you.
They're not home.
They don't pick up the phone for anybody. They don't help. They're not helpers.
Meanwhile, back at the building, Reed is tracking the growing strength of the energy pulses plaguing the grid when suddenly the lights go dark. Even the Baxter building's emergency generators are now falling prey to Jamie's affliction. I haven't mentioned it up to this point, but Medusa is with the Fantastic Four right now, and I'm going to be real with you. I have no real reason why. I have no idea why.
She just did that for a while.
Yeah, she did. I vaguely remember how she ended up hanging out with them, but I feel like this has escalated to, like, she had memory loss issues or something for a while.
Well,
I think.
I know.
And she was staying with the Fantastic Four.
I think she's like an honorary member at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck if I know
think
why.
that leads to this. I think that leads back from this.
Fuck if I know why she's an honorary member. But...
I don't know. I feel like it's escalated here, but I don't fucking know. When Johnny hears the sound of footsteps on the roof overhead, though, he immediately flames on,
God.
ignoring Reed's pleas that he waits. He does not wait. Instead, he melts a fucking hole through the roof to go meet Madrox.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing they don't pick up the phone very often.
Who, again, introduces himself very politely, if awkwardly. Who can blame the guy he's only ever had his fucking parents to talk to?
Yeah.
But he's doing a very good job, actually.
Very polite young man.
He's just talking to the wrong people. I'm sorry, Mr. Madrox, but, these are not the people who can help you.
He then asks if the torch can help him. Johnny's not game, though, and he's honestly pretty fired up.
Boo.
That somebody went and fucked with his pal, so Torch comes out throwing fireballs, and Jamie isn't just gonna sit there and let himself get flash fried. And then Johnny's like, I don't know why he's screaming, I only tried to set him on fire. No, I only tried to set him on fire. There we go. It was a warning setting on fire.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And then Madrox, who apparently left a vacancy for the position of best right hook in the state when he booked it out of Kansas, decks Johnny as he swoops at him. The superhero goes, again, tumbling down from the high place of choice, plummeting down towards the earth below, unable to concentrate on reigniting.
He's earned this.
Suddenly, though, a hand reaches out, and reaches out, and reaches out, and it's Mr. Fantastic, and
Damn
he
it.
snatches Johnny before reeling him back in.
Damn it, Reed. Let him get his karmic justice.
No! I like him, even though he's a butthead.
He's a real butthead.
I honestly have no idea what's happening in this fucking panel with Ben and Medusa. Okay, so first I thought they were climbing out through Johnny's stupid burnt hole.
Yeah.
But I don't think they are.
Medusa's hair is holding on to something.
Right,
And it looks like quicksand.
This whole panel makes no sense. Like, it looks like they're coming out through the hole on the roof, right?
No,
but what is
definitely-
Medusa doing with her fucking hair?
Maybe she, like, ties it onto something.
Okay. No, she's
As a
winding up and... No, she's winding up and flinging it at Madrox is what's happening.
I don't think so.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure she's climbing out of the hole.
Oh, no, she anchored herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a weird...
It's just a really weird pose.
She's also just, like, standing on Ben's fucking ass.
Well, this is not the worst, but this is not actually the worst background in a panel. That one goes to the other corner of the page, where the sky and the floor
Are the
yes.
same shade of
The
gray.
floating gray void.
Yes, they are on the floating gray void with black lines at the bottom.
Nice, Glynis.
So,
my girl.
you know, this got
You
the
fucked
attention.
up, Glynis.
This got so much attention. This just got oodles and oodles of attention.
I felt bad about skipping this story. Do you think I should have?
Well, you did.
I don't think you should have felt bad about it.
Anyway, since Johnny and Ben are both that way, they're now caught in a cycle of nobody messes with my little buddy.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, god damn it.
And he takes a swing at Madrox, having learned nothing from the last fight,
God.
as yet again Jamie splits in two.
You already lost once. Do you need to lose again, Ben? Is that it?
I hate how long it takes these characters to figure out the most simple puzzles.
Maybe people should stop calling them on the phone. They're not
John,
helpful.
I mean, these aren't the big brains of the Fantastic Four, to be fair.
In D&D, you guys fought a monster that did this, and you figured that out immediately. So, I'm just saying.
We did, didn't we? The moment it happened, we stopped doing the thing.
Yep.
Tried maybe something else, anything else, instead of the same
I'm just gonna fall
basic
back on
attack.
these aren't the big brains of the Fantastic Four.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, but
It's my only explanation. It's all I've got. The two Jamies quickly knock him back to La La Land, and if he doesn't want to catch Brain gets turned to puddingitis, I think he probably needs to stop now while he's ahead. Before
ahead?
Well, before he's any further behind than he already is, before the strongest right hook in Kansas can lend him in a hospital bed.
Yeah, because, like, otherwise, this guy's just a guy, isn't he?
Pretty much.
So, he's knocking out Ben Grimm, a man made of rocks,
Yep.
with meat fists.
Yep. But while he can't keep the double mint breakdown at bay, Medusa's on him, strangling Jamie with her hair because, hey, she's got one gimmick, but it's a good gimmick.
Well, it's better than whatever Ben
And
has
that would
going.
work if she didn't then slam him onto the floor.
Yep. And now there are even more Jamies to add to the commotion.
Crazy.
Big Brain Reed finally figures out that they're going to have to do something different than they've been
What?
doing, because all they've been doing is making more Madrox.
Yeah.
He tries wrapping himself around the Madroxes, all bunched together at the core, but despite his best efforts, he can't contain Jamie, who sends him flying too.
That's actually kind of funny. They can't be stopped.
There's too many of them now. They've reached critical mass.
Oh, well, rip New York then.
Ben tries restraining Jamie, but it doesn't go all that well because there are already, 6 of him running around now?
Uh-huh.
So when he gets the one, another one just takes a go at him.
Which, apparently, he can just be knocked flat out by a regular human fist.
Right? Isn't this... I don't get where that's coming from. I don't get where we're getting that from, and I don't understand why it's happening.
You know, maybe the fact that,
I think it's
100
something
of
that
him...
we just never followed up on. There was something more going on with Madrox that we just never followed up on.
It's possible that, having 100 regular human fists punch him until he's out cold somehow managed to give him enough brain trauma to make
It
him
must have
susceptible
something
to
to do
more.
with his current state.
Yeah.
He did get punched into a lamppost that bent around him.
Yeah, it must be something going on with
He
what's up
absorbed
with him.
electricity from the broken TV.
Yep, and that did it.
And now he's electric.
Yep,
Yeah, he's electric now.
now he's electric separately from being multiple.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
hell is going on?
Suddenly, over the din comes the sound of chopper blades. Wop, 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 wop. It's Professor X, here to make things more complicated.
Great.
In a helicopter, as he is known to do.
And a helicopter, tractor beams him down to the roof.
You know, that's how the X-Men arrive.
I would have been much happier if they'd have just said Jean telekinetically lowered him.
Why do they have a tractor beam on the helicopter?
It's
that they don't have.
It's their patented helicopter with tractor beam. Don't you remember
They had a
this?
helicopter once, but then Magneto disassembled it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they still have it.
Maybe
and
they
it has
put
a
it back
tractor beam.
together.
Of all the vehicles to
They
put
just sent
Professor
all the
X in,
X-Men back.
a helicopter seems like the most inconvenient.
What? What
Yeah,
could
because you gotta
possibly
fucking
go
lift
wrong?
him.
But what could... See, that's what the tractor beam's for. And what could possibly go...
It's not. That's why it failed, because it's not actually supposed to lower him down like that. It's just supposed to get him inside and out of the helicopter.
Yeah, but he likes to ride.
It's a really short range.
Yeah, because it drops him. Midway down, the vortex beam cuts out, and Chuck starts plummeting towards the roof.
Yeah, and this man can't fly. Yeah, he can't fly.
No.
He can't do shit.
He's
It's a
not
shame there's not a telekinetic on board or anything.
That would be really convenient.
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it?
Not to worry, they just catch him and set him back in his chair.
Now hold on. A man made of rocks.
No,
catches
it's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
fine.
Didn't Spider-Man kill someone doing this?
No,
Yeah,
that was actually a different thing, kind of.
Kind of.
You know, a man made of rocks catches him by his spine. That's exactly the way you want to catch a man who is stuck in a wheelchair.
Reed also caught his chair, and they just kind of swoop it under him before setting him down.
Yes, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure Xavier is fine.
Well, don't worry about it, because he is fine. He actually wasn't called here. The Fantastic Four do not know why he's here.
They don't know. They have no idea.
See, Charles was the one who told the Madroxes to move to Kansas, but clearly something went wrong, and now he has to help Jamie for everyone's sake. That at least seems to calm Jamie down for a moment that lasts about as long as it takes for Charles to mention his dead parents.
Uh-huh.
You know, this actually feels like a more realistic way of how Charles is with people. Hitting the worst possible things he could say.
Yeah, he is kind of like that. But then again, if you were a telepath, you could know all the things to dodge.
Yeah, but he's not good at dodging.
He doesn't have to dodge, I
Well,
suppose.
he can't walk, so that makes it hard.
Exactly.
The suit Jamie wears is supposed to stop him from creating dupes. So the operating theory is that the suit is busted and in need of repair. That means they have to get to Jamie Prime, but he's not really game and does not want to be gotten to. And that's a problem every member of the Fantastic Four is having. They can't hit Jamie without creating more dupes, but he can hit them. Finally, though, Charles reaches out with his mind, and it really sure as hell seems like he just killed all of the fucking dupes.
Whoa. Charles.
He just gave them a catastrophic brain hemorrhage. It's fine.
It's fine.
Charles just murdered a bunch of people.
A bunch of the same person.
Yes.
That clears the way for Mr. Fantastic to take one last go at Jamie. It's a lot easier to contain just the one, even if he's practically radiating all the power that his suit absorbed. The unwrapping is really more just to enable him to get to Jamie's suit, rewiring it on the fly, until finally Jamie Madrox collapses on the roof, with Charles promising to help with his mental state and teach him how to manage his powers. So how'd you like that?
2.
I'm not gonna lie. I barely even remember this guy.
We've met Madrox a lot.
Well, part of the reason you don't remember him is because we weren't introduced to him. But yes, we have encountered him. He hangs out with Moira.
Yeah, he's her assistant.
Yeah. And he wears that stupid outfit.
But yeah, 2.
Yeah.
This is a weird story, and So wait, you just dumped him off on Moira?
Yep.
Yeah, basically.
That really just...
It tracks.
It really tracks, actually.
He's not X-Men material, apparently.
How about another vote? Was I wrong to have skipped that?
I think you should have touched on it, at least. I think we should have at least mentioned it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, Jamie's here, anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on now.
I should have. Alright, and what about you? What do you think? Was I wrong to have skipped this?
This is a disaster. The Fantastic Four are not exactly smart. And yes, I know that one that they are the big brains aren't coming out. The big brain couldn't do much either.
Yeah.
He wasn't much
He
help.
wasn't all that much more useful. Really, the biggest brain, Mr. Big Brain,
might have killed a bunch of duplicates.
but it did work.
He did.
It did. But so do they vanish or
Yes,
I
his
assume
suits
they absorb
vanish.
back
Yeah,
into
they
him.
absorb back into him.
does he remember what happens to them? Oh no!
They made a face.
Oh no! Oh no!
Evil face.
Oh no! So we can assume that Madrox has had his brain wiped of whatever has happened because
Eh.
I don't know what we can assume. Moving on, we are going to cover another story that in the moment we skipped and I probably shouldn't have.
oh, I think I actually remember you talking about some of Beast's Avengers shenanigans.
Yeah, they're fine. I just don't care about them. That'd be Avengers 137 from May of 1975. Written by Steve Englehart, penciled by George Tuska, inked by Vince Colletta, colored by Phil Rachelson, and lettered by Charlotte Jeter. From all of the TV screens in assumedly New York City, because who the fuck cares about the rest of these fucking pumpkins? The message is clear. The Avengers are holding auditions!
Oh, boy.
What?
So I only know so much, but it seems that Wanda and the Vision have possibly eloped?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Unclear, but the Avengers are returning home with Agatha Harkness, Wanda's witchcraft teacher, and she's kind of a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Your Wanda will never be a great witch, much less a sorceress, but she will be very good. Let the woman be happy, you miserable old hag.
Tony has a nose.
It's the nose era.
Oh no.
Nose time.
Nose time.
Oh no.
Anyway,
They call him Tony the Nose Stark.
Tony the Nose.
But isn't that actually his bodyguard?
He builds the nose in because...
Yeah. Well, Tony makes the suits.
Yeah, Tony makes the suits.
That he decided he liked his bodyguard having a nose.
Yeah, and a chin, apparently.
And cheek and really defined cheekbones.
Yeah, it's very disturbing. Let's get it off the page. That's not much better, but it's some better. Anyway, the problem is there are only 3 Avengers, and 2 of them are part-timers. Iron Man proposes that Moondragon, who is also there, join the Avengers. Much to Hawkeye's dismay, she agrees in typical haughty Moondragon form. But first they want to extend the invitation to Avengers Past to see if they want to come back.
I mean, it could be worse. There's the time in the distant future when they just brought in a bunch of teenagers.
Time and again, they strike out. Wakanda needs the Black Panther. Wanda never even bothered to tell Pietro she was getting married, so hearing it...
android!
So hearing it...
He hates!
He does!
Oh yeah, he has...
He's robot racist.
He's robot racist.
So hearing it this way really sours him on any kind of fucking return. Captain America is dealing with a Red Skull situation, and you know he can't step away from that.
No, when you're dealing with Nazis, you can't just walk away.
Thor's hair is having some extreme volume right now.
It is. He is really hitting the moose can. The Black Widow is having relationship issues with Daredevil, but she's really hoping the pair can work things out, and that's not going to happen with her as an Avenger.
Why? Why?
Because they're in San Francisco.
Oh, okay, fair. I'll give you that.
That'd be a real commute.
I didn't know that that Daredevil left,
Yeah, he did.
That seems weird to me, but sure.
Hercules is having too much fun wandering around Earth, so it's a no from him.
Hold on, does Tony have nipples?
Well, assumedly.
On the suit?
Yes, we've covered this.
Yes, he has nipple ports.
Yes, but the nose era also has extreme nipple action.
Yes, it still has nipples.
Intense nipple. They seem like they've been repositioned to be even more nippular than before.
Yeah!
I dare say.
Yeah, this is extremely anatomically accurate.
Yeah, Herc is having too much fun, so it's a no from him. But Janet just signed her and her hubby up to rejoin the Avengers, so climbing the phone tree may have actually gotten us somewhere.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in Marutu, French Polynesia, the newlyweds are preparing for a day playing in the surf.
Wait, the same French Polynesia?
The same, the very one and the same. But first, the Vision has to put on a swimsuit, which turns out to have a very cursed energy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't like him without the green bits.
Christmas-themed Dr. Manhattan energy.
He's so red.
He's so fucking red.
It's really, I don't like it.
It's
at least he does have the underwear.
Yeah.
But, woof.
For his robo-dick.
For his robo-dick.
That we know he has.
That he does.
You're talking about Dr. Manhattan energy, God.
Yeah.
Wanda insists that he looks gorgeous. Blinded by love.
Yeah.
He really does seem to feel self-conscious about this swimsuit business, though, as he's embarrassed before Wanda reminds him that no one is going to bother them. See, feeling rather chagrined by their attempt to sacrifice Wanda back in Avengers vs. Defenders, the locals have agreed to give the newlyweds their space.
Oh my God.
Thinking of their future ahead, the pair kiss passionately. Meanwhile, the mood is still much gloomier in Avengers Mansion. Hawkeye proposes that being an Avenger is just lame now. There are a million other supergroups that don't insist on making you sign a social media policy and get a government security clearance and they have a better repertoire available to them than the Avengers.
Oh my God, it's probably like the school where I work. I wanted to get an actual badge so that I can get in the building when it's closed, when I have to fucking work and there's no one to let me in. And so I talked to someone about it and they're like, oh, you have to go get fingerprinted at some place in Pontiac, and then you have to fill out this sheet, and then you have to bring that and the fingerprinting thing to this building, and then we'll get back to you.
Wait, so this is all to just get in when no one else is there?
Yeah.
So when, assumably, the least amount of danger
just to have access to the building.
Yes.
That's it.
But you can get in any other time.
Yeah. The most ridiculously convoluted fucking process.
What are they worried about?
The Avengers have had issues with people getting security clearances, actually.
Yeah.
I said that for a reason. The bureaucracy is real.
Yep.
Who needs the grief? Not to mention the number of solo operators out there. You don't even need a team anymore. You can just put it all together on Audacity.
You could be a Spider-Man.
You could just be a SoundCloud rapper.
Like Spider-Man.
Just then, a voice sounds, catching them all off guard. It's the Wasp. Who else could get in past all the alarms by way of keyhole? It's a bad security system, Tony.
Wow.
You did a bad job.
That's really bad.
Well, of course Tony did a bad job.
No, he's a perfectionist. I don't go with that. I mean, he fucks up, but, isn't he kind of like a...
Yeah, he is.
Way perfectionist?
He is.
But this is a bad job, Tony. This is shameful. Anyway, it's
Maybe
not...
he did it on purpose, to be nice to her.
Oh, that's cute. Anyway.
That's actually really bad, because anyone who can do what she does.
Yeah.
Shush, 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 shush. It's fine.
Anyway, it's not just her. Good on her word, Janet also brought Hank Pym. He has, of late, been with the Defenders, but as you can come and go with them as you please, he chose that go option.
Wait, is he in his proper cringe era yet?
Yes, I believe so.
He's also the Yellow Jacket now.
Something he points out that Hawkeye should know, given that he has spent plenty of time, not all that long ago, hanging out with the Defenders before he came back to the Avengers and now spends all his time trash-talking the Defenders. Hawkeye tries firing off an arrow to catch him off guard, but Hank dodges it and blasts Hawkeye with a cellular disruptor, which halts all functions in living tissue for as long as I choose. That's fucking horrifying.
Okay.
That kills people.
You know what? Yeah, he's in his cringe era. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, Hank. I've met you in the future. You're a monster. You were a monster back then.
Yeah, he sucks. We know that.
I mean, it's not like Hawkeye's a great dude here.
I mean, he did shoot an arrow at him.
But he didn't shoot an arrow that, I don't know, well, it is an explosive arrow.
It is.
He did shoot an explosive arrow at Hank.
Okay.
So, I guess that gives Hank an excuse
It merits retaliation, but this gun is fucked up.
Yes.
Yes, well, to be fair, I mean, you could shoot anyone with a gun and it could stop all their living functions.
True. So true. So true, bestie.
In some mock combat, especially if it's not mock. Yeah, you're just basically gonna kill each other at this rate.
Hawkeye's fine, but Hank's not here because he wants to be an Avenger. He wants to keep doing science. He's a rather reluctant superhero. His wife wants to be an Avenger and he's codependent.
I hate this man.
Hawkeye then stomps off to take Dr. Doom's time machine into the past to find the Black Knight, because he doesn't want more newbies on the team.
Uh-huh.
What? So we're just gonna grab the Black Knight from the past?
Yes.
You're at the bottom of the barrel so deep that now we're grabbing people from time.
Correct. And the rest of the Avengers still want to get new team members. And so we find ourselves at Yankee Studio?
Yankee Studios!
Live from Yankee Studio! We find ourselves at Yankee Stadium, now that word has gone out that the Avengers are hiring. It's not actually clear if they have permission to be here, but who's counting?
Well, it comes with a security clearance. The right to access Yankee Stadium at any time.
Is this open interviews?
Yes.
For the Avengers?
Yes, this is.
This is incredible.
Yeah, the idea actually seems to be that you have to be able to break into Yankee Studio.
Yankee Studio.
You have to be able to break into Yankee Stadium to even get a chance to audition, I guess.
That's silly.
It's extremely silly. Suddenly, a man in a fedora and trench coat vaults out of the dugout. At first, it seems like it's just the recently deceased actor Edward G. Robinson.
Huh.
Deep cut. But to the Avengers' even greater horror, he then pulls his face off.
Yeah, they're having a good time watching a man pull his face off.
No worries, though. It's just Hank McCoy wearing another fucking human face mask, just being a normal guy.
Having a normal one.
And a smoke.
It's part of the mask.
Yeah.
It's attached.
He then gives the Avengers a general rundown on what he's been up to since he was with the X-Men, most of which we know. What we don't know is what happened after he parted ways with the Brand Corporation, which mostly seems to have been taking some time to come to terms with his new self, and is exactly what happened, and now he's ready to be a superhero again.
Why is he a lot more laid back, though?
He's been meditating.
He took some time to chill.
He did a juice cleanse.
Aha! That does that. That does do that.
I like that Thor's like, you don't have to tell us your secret identity. He's like, I don't have a secret identity. I'm a fuzzy blue guy.
You're right.
Yeah, it's not exactly like a regular mask hides his identity.
I also love this face up in the upper panel.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
It's a look, alright.
Well, yeah, he just spent some time watching movies, reading books, getting back to feeling like himself. It's a good thing he's ready to be a superhero again, though, because someone else has come to these tryouts desiring to kill the group.
I'm shocked.
I can't believe someone would come to the place where the Avengers said they would be to hurt them.
They put an ad on television and didn't consider that a villain might come and attack.
Well, here it is. To be fair, I don't think this guy was watching the TV at all because it's the Stranger, and he has spent the last few minutes crafting invisible floating mines. Look at them. Aren't they awesome?
Okay.
Wait.
They don't look invisible.
Well, they're visible now. They have been invisible while he was making them. Then he made them visible.
I see.
What a weirdo.
Of course he did.
Only 1 in 5 is real. Had to give him a fighting chance, right? Why?
Why? Why did he have to make them visible? Why couldn't they have just exploded and killed people?
Reach the arming mechanism within 6 minutes, Avengers, or this stadium renovation is going to turn into a stadium demolition real quick.
Ugh.
You're in it for the game, aren't you?
He is, though. We know this about him. He's in it for the love of the game.
He is. Thor goes first, and his plan is to
Fly.
hit all of the mines in his path, and hopefully those mines don't slow him down, right? Because he can't steer, but no, his inability to steer was in fact his downfall.
He's very smart. We know this about him.
He is an immortal, and it'll be fine.
Time for Tony Baloney to take his turn at the bat.
Does the same thing.
Yep, he just flies straight into a mine because after talking up his maneuverability, he didn't do anything with that.
Well, it turns out the mines are drifting.
It's genius.
You love when you show up to your audition and even the people who are hiring you aren't bringing their fucking A-game.
Hey, Beast, are you sure you want to sign on with these guys? Two of their heavies just got downed.
The 2 heavies just got downed.
There are 5 of them.
Number 1 and number 2, in that order.
Just got downed by mines after...
Mines that they could have very easily avoided by staying on the ground.
Yeah.
Like everyone else
I
is.
feel like this is now... do you think Beast could ask the villain here and say, hey, I'm not officially with them. Can I just go? Can I go? I don't have any beef. I don't have any beef with you.
I'm just beloved late actor Edward G. Robinson.
Yeah.
Given that went so well, Janet decides she wants to give it a go.
I have more faith in her than with the 2 guys.
Well, she can be small.
Yeah.
Right, that's not nothing.
And
for an ice cube on the floor.
And of what I've seen, she is actually a little more competent than at least Tony at this sort of thing.
But she's too rusty, and the drifting mines do eventually get her, too.
Rip.
Oh my god.
And, Hank runs after her to go get her, but Moondragon blasts him so he doesn't also get fucked up.
Oh my god.
They're doing a real good job. Maybe
fucking Benny Hill music.
If I had a fucking soundboard, that'd also be on there.
This team is so bad.
After knocking out Yellow Jacket, stop him from being stupid, Moondragon turns to Beast like, okay, you've surely learned your lesson and you're gonna think before you act, right? And he's like, yep, I've already been thinking, in fact, and I think I'm gonna go through the minefield.
Oh, the geniuses. The genius at play.
He's one of the bigger brains in the room, too.
Yes.
But he's also got impressive speed, strength, and senses. Maybe he can make it through where the others could not.
What's he leaping from and to, if not...
He's leaping in the blue void between the mines on the field, I think.
So he's using what? The sides of the comic panel?
Unclear.
Yeah.
And he makes it all the way across the baseball field until he reaches the deactivation switch and turns them all off.
It's convenient that the stranger put that there.
Well, yeah, he did say that they could do that. He wanted to make it a fucking game.
I see.
Yeah. Again, love of the game.
Him and fucking Arcade.
They should team up.
God.
Although I don't think their styles would mesh at all.
No.
Which would be the funniest shit. Oh, that would actually be really funny.
I don't think it would last long before Arcade pissed the stranger off.
No,
frankly.
but that's the thing. If a hero gets in the middle of that...
I thought you were going to say before Arcade pissed himself.
I do say that a lot, but no. Iron Man and Thor are alright, if a bit battered and bruised, but the Wasp is in bad shape.
Because she's a woman.
Right, she's a lady. She doesn't have any of the armor or the invulnerability of the other two Avengers.
Or the hops.
And Pym is like, fight me like a man, stranger! And the stranger is like, no.
The stranger says, I am not a man. I am a stranger. So, non-binary king.
You know what? He's valid. He's very valid. They're valid. Whatever.
Moondragon then mentally grapples with him, and eventually the stranger gives up, swearing he'll get you next time, Gadget, before promptly fucking off. How'd you like that?
2 again.
Yeah, 2. That's a very loud 2.
Again.
Wow.
Again from the back of the room. 2!
Yeah, from the back of the stadium, avoiding the mines, because you're not actually doing any kind of sweet hops.
Yep, well, that's just because I'm smarter than everyone else in this fucking comic. I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. I'm gonna safely file out the exits.
Yeah, that's what they always tell you.
Stay calm. Do not panic. Panicking gets you killed.
You know, they could have probably just walked away.
What do you think Samuro thought?
3.
2.
3.28.
Oh my god.
What?
I should know. CMRO is wrong about everything.
Samuro is wrong about everything. And it's probably getting extra points because first appearance of the Beast in the Avengers.
Oh boy.
It was a bad appearance.
It was bad.
Anyway, do you think I was wrong for skipping this?
No.
No.
This one you did mention, though. When it
Yeah, you did mention it, but...
You mentioned, you were like, Beast has joined the Avengers, by the way. And we were like, okay.
But,
Well, if I'd have just said, hey, this guy showed up, the multiple man, and he lives with Moira now, what the fuck would you have done with that information?
It would at least be something.
That is such the weird... That's the weirdest twist, though. This guy who turns into more guys is living with Moira now.
Hey, so there's this guy, and he turns into more guys, and he's living with Moira now. You don't know Moira, but he's living with Moira.
We don't even know her yet, fuck.
What am I supposed to do with that?
You'd figure it out.
I figured skip it. That's what I figured.
I don't know. I mean, you could just be like, there's an issue of Fantastic Four with a mutant called the Multiple Man, and he exists. Anyway.
I think that would raise more questions than answers, really.
Yeah, but it would still at least be better than not talking about him at all.
I mean, that's fair. Hey, in the comments down below, tell me what you thought. Was I wrong for skipping these issues?
Right.
Was I wrong for not addressing the... What the fuck is happening?
It's not me.
Someone's logging into Comicsplaining or something.
We're being hacked.
We're being hacked from Russia. It's always Russia whenever there's someone trying to get into my fucking accounts. It's always fucking Russia.
Because
Really?
you're learning Russian.
No, that was long before that. That was
I
just
see.
fate.
I've never had anyone try to get into my
I've had
Google
someone
accounts.
try to... Not my Google accounts. Well, no, I think one time it
I
was a
once
Google
had
account.
my Netflix account hacked into by someone from Morocco. They actually got in. They unfortunately couldn't do anything other than use it, but...
When I was a kid, someone hacked my World of Warcraft account and sold all of my high-level items and spammed a bunch of people in chat to try to get them to buy gold.
You
Wow.
probably shouldn't have made your password.
I know, that was a bad move.
See,
Rookie move.
when someone got into my Netflix account, back when I had Netflix, they couldn't do anything because nothing else shared that password, and you couldn't even use the pay stuff or anything. I didn't even have, like, accounts they could take advantage of connected to it.
Good for you.
I think I got pretty lucky, actually. That's
Yeah.
one of the lesser things.
Let's wrap up this issue. We're getting off topic.
Well, wrap up this issue. I think you mean wrap up this episode,
Yes.
because that's all I've got for you guys this week.
Yeah.
We're roughly half the size of what we've been putting out a lot lately.
Yes, this is the opposite of a giant-sized
We just
issue.
had to throw
A
something
mini-sode.
together. Just because of how things have been happening.
Right, we've been having such a problem with consistency. And
Well,
Our next episode should be normal.
yeah, we didn't want to let you guys down again, so we thought we'd double back on some shit we missed.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe going forward this will happen again. Doubt it, maybe. Doubt it, maybe.
maybe.
Anyway, we're on Tumblr, Jitter, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram. Where those places? Shoot us an email over at comicsplaining@gmail.com if you got something longer to say. Or, hey, respond in the comments down below. Tell us what you thought about how I decided to just skip the introduction of crucial characters and
like Multiple
concepts and
The integral characters like Multiple Man.
Yeah, you can also find us in the Costco parking lot if you want to get your ass kicked.
Ooh.
Multiple Man will return in Avengers Infinity War.
Multiple Man has already returned.
In Avengers Infinity War.
Yes.
So what happens when we actually get to Avengers Infinity War?
Well, we got a while to think about that. That's not going to happen.
Because I'm reasonably confident that's a real thing that's been released as a Marvel comic.
Avengers Infinity War, not so much.
No.
Infinity Wars?
Infinity Wars, yes.
Yes, is the thing. So, anyway, we're going to be back at you next time with a normal episode. Please, please, normal episode, please.
And hopefully my voice will be normal by then.
Woo!
And we look forward to talking to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.